So we're going to do some speech mapping on Unitron hearing aids on the Verifit 2 system. And we've already done measured RECD, and we've already got speech mapping all set up. So here is that system all set up. You can watch previous videos to see how to do that, but we are ready to go. And so the first thing that we want to do is we want to start with average and adjust from there before we start with soft or loud. So we're going to press play and then record.
A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields.
Okay, so we're going to start by focusing here in this right ear because there's a little less work to do. So I want to just take note of how this line is meeting around the center of these targets for just about all of these low frequencies here. But then notice at this high frequency at around 3K, that is way, way, way above target. So we're going to have to turn that down by many, many notches. And so I'm going to do that by itself before I adjust these because this is going to be many more clicks than these are. So I'm going to do that first before I forget. So this is around 3K and it's just in the right ear. And so when I'm here on the software, that's them linked. I have them unlinked. And then this is viewing the left ear only. And this is viewing the right ear only. So I only want to be adjusting the right ear. And although we have average selected, it's kind of a trick of the trade to kind of select everything when you're working on average right off the gate. So we're going to select not everything, but everything at around 3K. And we're going to turn that down by, I want to say, 6 to 8 clicks. All right. So all right, and you can see that that is a pretty drastic change. And so now when we turn back, now we can look at these frequencies that are further ahead. So around 4K, we do need to turn that down quite a bit as well. And same with 6 and 8, but less so, right? And so we're going to turn that down by around 6 clicks. So I'm going to go from the rest of it, from above 3K and upwards. There. So now these high frequencies are all turned down. And so now we can focus here on this left ear. So these are all pretty close. Notice here at around 1500 to 2K, we actually are meeting targets, and I'm pretty okay with that. Let's focus on the low frequencies first. 250 to 1K. I want to turn those up. 4 clicks. I want to turn these low frequencies up by 4 clicks, 250 to 1K in the left ear. So these are unlinked, so I'm going to go to left ear only. I'm going to go as low as I can go to right before 1K. I'm going to go up 4 clicks. All right, now I'm going to go to the high frequencies. I'm going to skip these two because I really like the way those are looking. These high frequencies need to come way down, but I'm going to split them up because these look pretty different than these two. So at around 3 to 4, I want to go down by 4 clicks. 6 and then 4. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm actually going to turn 3K down by a little bit more than that. I'm going to turn 3K down by 6 clicks and 4 by 4. All right, and now I'm going to focus on these guys over here, this is 6 and 8. They need to go down by at least 8. Okay, now we're going to try this average again and see where it lands.
A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields. A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields. Has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields.
All right, so in that last section, we had turned these high frequencies down by another 6, and so I'm going to do that same thing for this right ear. Pause it. All right, so I'm going to turn these down another 6. All right, and so now I'm going to focus on the left ear. So we're meeting in these mid frequencies. I'm getting pretty pleased. But I'm going to turn down 3 all the way to 8. 3 to 8, I'm going to go down by 6. And then for these low frequencies, I want to go up by 6 and up by 4. We're going to see how this goes. Pause it. Okay, now we're going to press play and record.
A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields. A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields.
All right, as you can see, in both ears, just about every target is getting met. In this right ear, as you can see, these high frequencies, we're having trouble meeting them. But I think it is important to note that in this right ear, we have low frequency hearing loss, but it goes to normal hearing sensitivity in the high frequencies, and so that is a challenge for hearing aids. And so I think that is the situation that we're facing here. But over here in this left ear, we do have a flat mild hearing loss at 40 dB, and that's why we're having a little bit of an easier time meeting these targets. And so we're going to move on to soft speech.
A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields. A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields.
Okay, so as you can see, we have quite a few adjustments to make. Let's focus on this right ear first. We're meeting in these low frequencies up into a point. At 1K, I do want to make some adjustments. I want to go up by around and 1500 also. I want to go up by around 6 steps here. So I'm going to do that right now. So in the right ear, first soft at around 1K up until 2K, I'm going to go up quite a bit. Okay. I know we have a dip here, but it's not quite as significant as this one right here. And so I really want to try to remediate that one. We're meeting targets closely enough. I do want to turn down 3 and onwards by at least 10 clicks. And I think that's all I want to do for the right ear, for now at least. So in this left ear, as you can see, we have quite a bit of work to do. These high frequencies are meeting. Interesting. Love that. These low frequencies, 250, 500, I think need 10 clicks. All right, I've had time to think about it, and I've thought that this one might be hard to meet. So I'm thinking maybe from 250 all the way to 2. I think I just want to turn everything up by 6 and see what happens after that. Okay.
A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem, and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields. A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem, and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields.
That right ear is looking better. 1K could come up a little bit more, and the high frequencies could go down a little bit more. But remember, those high frequencies are going to be very hard to meet with normal hearing sensitivity. So let's just do that for now. 1K, I'm going to go up by 4 clicks, and the rest I'm going to go down by 6 more. Pause it. And then it was 6K. All right, now let's think about this left ear. We are meeting these high frequencies still. We are almost meeting at 2. No. We are almost meeting at 1502. Those only need to go up by, I want to say, 3 clicks. Left ear. Around 1500 to 2. I want to go up by 3. Okay. Now the rest of it, from these low frequencies up to 1K, six. Okay. I'm gonna go up by 6. And we're gonna see what this does.
A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem, and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields. A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields.
Pause it. All right, so as you can see, we're just about meeting the same targets that we were able to meet for average. We're not quite able to get this 1K, but I think that's all right. And then these high frequencies, once again, they're just very difficult. And then over in this left ear, we're meeting just about everything except for this 250. So I think we can call this soft a success. And then once again, notice these numbers down here are below a 5, and that is within an acceptable range for a lot of clinicians. So we're gonna move on to loud and see what happens.
A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields. A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields.
All right, so as you can notice, this right ear is looking really, really good. So high frequencies are meeting. Met. We can adjust 1500. We can adjust 750. That's pretty much all we have to do. And both of them can go down by around 4 clicks. 750 and 1500. All right, let's see if I can remember that. All right, we don't have 750 on here, so I'm gonna just take a gander. We're turning it down or up? Down by 4 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we said 1500. Once again, there's no 1500. We'll do 1.4, 1.6. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're gonna call this one good. We're gonna see what that does. But overall, I'm really impressed with this one. Okay, so for this left ear, that is so weird that 250 is meeting for this one. Okay, 500, 750 need to come down. I want to say by 4 to 6 clicks. 4. Okay, 500 by 750 in the left. Okay. Now, 1K, 1500, 2K, they all need to go up by, I want to say, 4 more clicks. And then we're meeting here, and it looks like we're a little too high on the 6 to 8, so I'm going to go down by 4 clicks on 6 to 8. Okay, we're going to run this.
A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields. A carrot is a long reddish-yellow vegetable which has several thin leaves on a long stem and which belongs to the parsley family. Carrots are grown all over the world in gardens and in the wild in the fields.
Okay, so as you can see, just about all of these targets for loud are meeting. I'm very satisfied. Notice these quite small numbers at 2.0 and 1.5. And so now we're going to run NPO and we're going to be done with speech mapping. All right, we've successfully finished speech mapping for this set of hearing aids, Unitron hearing aids.